This is It's a Gamble podcast where I talk with people who took a gamble in life and won to inspire others like you to take that gamble and invest in your future. I'm your host, Amari Gamble, and this is It's a Gamble podcast. Hit the like and subscribe button if you're digging the podcast. Let's go. It's a Gamble podcast. I'm your host, Amari, and today it's my first guest. And it's only right to have my partner in rhyme, my brother from another, Dr. Mervin Jenkins, also known as Spectac. For those that don't know, me and him have been together for 30 years plus. I mean, it's a brotherhood and it's love, but to see both of us grow in so many ways, just to see it just prosper and, just take it to another level, man. It's a beautiful thing. And,
Word.
Like I said, this is something that I wanted to venture into. So I was like, Mervin just wrote a book and it's spectacular. It's called To the Beat of Leadership, a story of high and low notes.
Yeah.
All right, it's right here. It's on Amazon.com. You can cop it like right now. It's got a foreword from Rose Rock. We're going to get into this in a minute. But for now, I just want to, this is like me and Spec, we talk all the time. So this is like a conversation that you guys probably never seen, but you're going to hear it now. And I just want to, first of all, thanks for, being the first to rock with your brother. You know what I mean? Man. You know how we do.
Man. Yo, kid, I'm happy to be on with you. And like you said, man, it's just normal conversation. You know how we do.
No doubt. So, a lot of people know you for your rhyme skill and everything. And like I said, we're going to delve into the book a little later, but I've been watching, some of your interviews already, and a lot of people don't really know you as far as your, on your MC level. And I just want to break it down and let people know you got history. And a lot of cats, they, we underground, but we've also seen been in some adventures of our own. So basically, let the people know, where you got your start.
No doubt, man. So what's up, everybody? Welcome to the show, and thank you, those of you that are tuning in. It's Dr. Mervin Jenkins, a.k.a. Spectac, a.k.a. Specky Joe, a.k.a. like, it's been a journey, and Amari's been a huge part of that, obviously. I mean, with 30-plus years in the game, we've definitely seen it all. If you cop the book, you're going to see some of those stories, starring Amari himself. And, we just had a good time, man. As far as hip-hop music is concerned, I guess I got to go back to around 83 or whenever Run DMC released Sucker MC. I was at my dad's garage. I'll never forget. Came across the little 3-watt radio and definitely caught my attention, definitely took a hold of me. And I've been a part of the culture ever since. The ability to freestyle. I stumbled upon that by accident, but I'm letting them read the book to hear that one. But yeah, man, it's been good. Like I'm enjoying the music still. Took me a while to get over seeing the changes happen in hip hop, but all in all, man, it's been a beautiful thing to just watch the progression over the years and see it become pretty much one of the biggest genres in the world.
Word. Yo, I'm gonna touch some topics that a lot of people don't talk to you about. Mm-hmm. And you being from Utahville, and it's spelled with the EU, not the U. Utahville, South Carolina. It's the lower part of the state. It's near Charleston, Orangeburg County. But a lot of people don't know that you and Malik from Illegal got ties. Give that little introspective of how you connected.
Yeah, man. Malik is probably a distant cousin in the family, to be honest. And by the time I ran across him, his older brother, Connor, rest in peace, had already introduced him to the hip hop culture, and they were breakdancing. They had a group, the Floor Choppers, and he was a little dude, man, tiny dude, but he always just had that swag for hip hop, and obviously went on to do some big things with some of the biggest artists in the game during that time. But when I was in high school, finishing out close to my senior year, something just came to me and said, "Yo, man, if it never works out for you, what do you got to show for it?" And with that, I started picking up him, bringing him back to the house in Utahville. He lived in a nearby town, Holly Hill, which is where I attended high school. And he was 10 years old at the time. And I remember because my little sister was also 10. So I would get to both of them. We'd sit in Pop's garage and put on some instrumentals. And I'd just start writing lyrics for the both of them. And it was cool because what I'd do, I'd go to the high school on game night, basketball game specifically, and I'd start battling the local cats. And whenever the battle got really tense, or whenever it was like, yo, I'm about to pull out the secret weapon, I just have those two step up, yo. So you can imagine you got 16, 17-year-olds going at it, battling. Then all of a sudden I got two 10-year-olds stepping up to the mic and just going bananas, yo. It was good, man. But obviously he went on and got signed by Naughty by Nature, Tretch and the Crew at the time, and the rest was history, man.
That's crazy. And I used to see him when I was going to South Carolina State, and he would be with Malachi. King Malachi. And
King Malachi, yep.
They would be together all the time.
Yeah.
And this was before we met.
Yep.
And I, like I said, I would see you, but I didn't know you.
Yep.
And that's a story in itself. But
for sure, that's in the book, yo. That's in the book.
That Malik story is crazy because, like I said, a lot of people don't know you guys have ties and we're connected. And I was like, everybody talk about you and Ep.1, which we're gonna get into.
Yeah.
But they don't know that basically was Malik, or was it the Flavor? Which one was the first? As far as like, I guess
it would have been Malik, because the thing with the Flavor, I was already in college by the time that popped off. So definitely, I was still high school with Malik.
Okay. Yeah, Malik. For those that love Malik, that was in illegal. It's from the same parts of town of Spec, and you know the story behind that. But we're gonna keep it moving. I remember, and like I said, with Malik, you got your little step as far as like seeing what's going on in the industry, and I know that kind of like inspired you to say, "Y'all, I could probably seeing these kids do it. I know I could do it too."
Absolutely, man. And big shout to Malik, because he actually reached out to me just a couple of days ago. As a matter of fact, I need to hit him back. But yeah, Malik, aka Hershey Chocolate, aka Mr. Nichols now. So he's still out there, man. So don't be surprised you see him popping up.
Yeah, sure. That's crazy. And like you said, him and your sister Missy, who people don't know about, Missy, still to this day is a beast.
Yeah, still a beast, yeah.
Yeah, and that's crazy. So basically, I mean, like I said, we're doing the hip hop journey right now. So, I know you hooked up with them, and then eventually we would connect, and we started doing our thing. But then we had a little noise or whatever, made a little noise, and you ended up moving to North Carolina.
That's right.
And I remember you calling me, telling me about like, yo, it's cool. I hadn't really connected with anybody. Yeah. But I think I had went to Philly and came back. I had went to Philly to hook up with Jazzy Jeff. Came back. You was like, I'm gonna take you to the radio station. I want you to meet this dude.
Yeah.
Was that the time?
Yeah.
I had just got back from Philly. I came straight to your crib.
Yep.
From the plane, and you was like, "Yo, I'm gonna take you to meet this dude that make beats."
Yeah, for sure.
And so how did you meet Ninth Wonder?
So, good buddy of mine, at the time, Troy, we call him T. Roy. He was like hounding me about, yo, I got to do. I think y'all will hit it off, man, with the beats and rhymes, your rhymes, his beats. And I was just like, man, I got producers throwing me beats left and right, dude. I don't want to meet another producer. And he kept nagging me, nagging me. So one day he came by the crib and was just like, yo, ride with me. He didn't tell me where we were going. So we ended up 30 minutes later leaving Chapel Hill, Durham area, Durham to be specific. And we ended up in Raleigh. And we got to this apartment. There's a few dudes staying there. We go upstairs and he's like, yo, Ninth Wonder, this is Spectac I was telling you about. And I'm like, oh man, he got me, like, all right, I'm here now. And Ninth had already had one of the demo tapes you and I had done. And Ninth was like, yo, man, music is dope. Let me let you check some stuff out. And he put on a CD. First beat, I'm sitting there like rhyming to myself, like, yeah, this is dope. Second beat, like, oh, this is dope. Third beat, finally, like fifth beat, I'm like, yo, kid, stop for a second, man. He stops. He's like looking at me like, yo, what's up? You don't like him? I'm like, yo, man, real talk. You're the next Pete Rock, son. And
Wow.
Humble as Ninth was, he just went, God, nah, man. I said, nah, dude. I said, real talk. I said, I know a couple of people. I can't promise anything, but and then I just got up and went downstairs. At the time, JD, good friend of mine, was also my manager and owner of the independent record label that I had signed to, and Principles of Entertainment.
Right.
And I called up JD. JD was in South Carolina. I said, yo, Jay, I said, I don't make a call like this. I said, but I just met a dude, man. You got to hear his music, man. It's bananas. And Jay was like, all right, I'll be up there. So I don't think it was more than a couple of days. Jay came up, met Ninth, heard his beats, was just as mesmerized as I was. And that was the start of the relationship, man. That was it.
Word. That's crazy. But a lot of people don't know. Also, I mean, you basically work with the entire Justice League.
Yeah, for the most part, man. I mean, obviously Ninth uh, got to work with Fonte and Big Pooh. Uh, actually did a small EP with Median. Median eventually signed to the same label I was on with JD, Principles Entertainment. So Median and I, we became real tight. We still tap in to this day. Matter of fact, he big shout Median. He just hit me up about 2 weeks ago. And
yeah, Median was a beast.
Yeah, beast.
Is a
sure.
beast.
Yeah. One of my favorite MCs. Like, real talk, I'm a huge fan of the underground movement, and Median's definitely one of my favorite artists. Also, my man Superstition, big shout out Superstition.
Yo, yes. Shout out to
Stimuli.
Super. He got a new joint.
Stimuli.
Super got a new project out too. Salute to Super.
Yep. So cats is working, man. Cats are working, staying in touch with one another. But like you and I, man, everybody's like evolved, working 9 to 5s.
Word.
Thank God, great positioning. And I'm just having fun with the music, man, still. So it's beautiful.
No doubt.
To see us still being able to tap in and do what we love doing while paying the bills, man.
True. Now I'm not ready to stay off this Justice League because a lot of people don't know. Also, Crisis was in the mix with you a lot.
Yep.
You did a lot of stuff with Crisis.
Yeah, we started working on a project, and it's on YouTube. It never got officially released, but Spectac on the corner of 9th, and it was a little underground release, and got a little buzz, but 9th probably did half of the production on it, and the other half was Crisis almost, except for a couple of tracks where there were some guest producers like for 10. I'm trying to think, man. There's a brother, Patton Locke, rest in peace. He had a joint on there. Like, it was a beautiful project, man. Beautiful project, beautiful time, and we just had fun with it, man.
No doubt. Was it ever talks of you joining the Justice League?
Yeah, for sure. And this one, it gets deep, but you know, the short of it is, Ninth did eventually go to the league, like, yo, you know, I want to vote to bring Spectac in, and another one of the members of the league, he said nah, and you know, he was one of the big members, and I spoke to him years later about it, and he was like, you know what, man, we were internally still trying to figure it out as a collective, and things weren't gelling like we wanted it to. So I thought the last thing we needed was to bring in new blood and just mix things up even more. So, you know, I respect that, man. You know, and it was what it was, but all those brothers, man,
no doubt.
We had a good time working together, man.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, that's crazy. So after, you know, your bout with Knife and everything, actually you played a big part as far as connecting Knife to the next level, which was the Jay-Z, because of crazy, because of JD.
Yeah, like JD and Ninth, they hit it off instantly, and they were doing a lot of traveling together, and you know, a part of them working together was Ninth doing the album for me,
right?
And eventually, JD had a friend that was a videographer for Jay-Z.
Was it T Smith, right?
Yeah, Theron, yep, and T like hit Jay up one day, and they were talking, and you know, Jay mentioned Little Brother, and he was like, yo, real talk, every time Jay-Z's like getting amped to go in the booth, he's telling Guru to play that Little Brother album, listening like he was a big fan of the album. And you know, that conversation basically led to, yo, I can make that happen, I can get Ninth up there. And you know, they kind of went on a wing and a prayer, because I remember Jay calling me. I was on the way to Myrtle Beach at the time to see my girlfriend, and Jay was like, yo, you want to fly with me at Ninth to go meet Jay-Z? And I'm kind of laughing like, yeah, right. I'm like, nah, man, I'm going to Myrtle Beach to see my girl. And I get to Myrtle Beach, and the next day I get a call from Jay, and he's like, yo, Ninth met Jay-Z, and Jay-Z loved his production. He's going to be on the Black album. And I'm like, crazy. Really? And that's the way it went down, man. It happened just like that quick.
Wow. Shout out to JD, man, because Jay played a big part in both of our lives. When I was in college, well, actually, after I finished college, Jay was like, yo, man, he always been that dude that tried to take hip hop to the next level for South Carolina. He took me in. He tried to, like, he was like, yo, just make beats.
Yep.
And you ain't got to worry about. You can stay with me. Just make beats. I mean, he always was that dude that was trying to take hip hop to the next level for the, you know, down south as far as underground goes.
I gotta be honest, man. You know, like Jay's always ahead of the curve when it comes to just, especially ideas to be entrepreneur, to be independent. And you see this happen to this day, man. Young kids, they come in the game, and a part of you is that ego of being an MC and you know it all. And sometimes people with the business mind, they got a way bigger picture than you got for yourself. And it was the same way with Jay, man. I remember plenty of times that he'd have an idea, and in my mind, I'm going, yo, that's whack. Or, you know, nah, I don't want to do that, Jay. And looking back now, there were some power moves that I missed out on just out of ignorance, man. And I see it happen all the time, you know. I got a son, he's in the game now, and like pretty much.
I remember when we did that DVD with him.
Yep.
And with Akinelli, who would end up, I think, you know, because Akinelli probably learned a lot from Jay.
Yep.
From the strip club business. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And you see what happened with him. He opened the biggest joint down in Florida.
Yep.
But when we did that DVD with Akinelli, that was crazy.
Yeah, so shout out to JD, man. And I mean, even that project, me and you were a little hesitant, like, man, we don't know if we want to be on that.
Right?
And that DVD ended up getting a major plug. I forgot the magazine.
It was Vibe magazine.
Vibe magazine, exactly, man. Yep. Box was a DVD.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, man. But you
Yeah,
know,
Jay was ahead of his
yeah,
time.
yeah, for sure, man,
And
for
and
sure.
and he played a big part in a lot of cats
Mm-hmm.
on the
Mm-hmm.
underground level. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
South Carolina, North Carolina, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
definitely. Shout out JD, man, for real. Cause like I
yeah,
said, he always tried. He
yeah,
definitely is in that link
yeah,
of
sure,
heritage, of hip hop heritage, as far as the Carolinas go.
sure.
Yeah, I definitely would like to have him on the show too,
Mm-hmm.
eventually. So if you
Mm-hmm.
watching, you welcome to come and vibe. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, man, that's crazy, man. So I like I said, man, it's been a journey with me and you, man. It's crazy
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
me and you been through some days, bro, some
Yeah, man, for sure.
days.
Sure.
So I mean, so what made you? I mean, we're in our 50s now. We old
Yeah.
cats, y'all.
Yeah.
Old school, OGs.
Yeah.
What made you say, yo, I'm gonna make this memoir and say, yo, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna spread this message out.
You know, man, it's something that's been on my heart for a long time. My wife, she was like getting on me about writing a book for years now. She even tried to set the example by doing it herself. She published 5 books.
Dope. Yeah. Shout
Yeah,
out to Chiffon.
yeah, a pentology, the Goldflower Adventures. So scoop that on Amazon if you got like third,
Yes.
fourth grade readers that you want to spread the gift
Yes.
of reading to. But yeah, she did it. I sat back, I watched, and finally, one day, man, it just hit me. Like, you know what? And it could have been turning 50, but I was like, all right, it's time. And I started to sit down, and the hardest thing was just putting together my thoughts on how to tell the story. And there were so many components that put the whole journey together that I couldn't just do a traditional book and like keep it in one lane. So when you read the book, I'm all over the place, but it's a life story. So I mean, you're getting everything from growing up in Utahville, hearing ghost stories, witnessing some of the supernatural myself, to navigating high school and bullying, to navigating college and going from a off track to an on track student, and then into my first years, early years of leadership, having been a school teacher and going from being a school teacher to middle school principal, high school assistant principal, then middle school principal. So I told that whole journey, and then going from there into the ed tech world and working in ed tech, which is where I'm at now, and just really how hip hop music and culture influence how I chose to lead. So that's really what the book is about, and thus the title, To the Beat of Leadership, Story of High and Low Notes. So I'm not just giving you all the good stuff that happened. I'm just being raw about it. And yo, there were bad times, there were good times, and it's all about those life experiences and how you navigate based on how you were raised. And that's the gist of the book, man.
Word. Yo, I when I read it, you mentioned a sword and the stone a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of break that down for me as far as like, because I know it was
Yeah.
during times where it was experiences.
Yep. Yep. I mean, the short version, man, is I just believe we all have these crossroads in our life, and based on the decision that's made at the crossroads, you really set yourself up either in a good or bad way for the next several years. And they're so significant. I call them sword and stone moments, obviously based on Arthurian legend and King Arthur and Knights of the Round Table pulling the sword from the stone. Like that was a magical moment that defined the rest of his life. And I just think as humans in this real world, we come across these moments, if we live long enough, multiple times. And I had several sword in the stone moments, and I like to point that out to people. Like, yo, this was an opportunity to capitalize, and I didn't take it, or this was an opportunity to advance myself, and I did take it, and here's how it worked out. So I talk about those throughout the book, like those crossroads and decisions that were made, both good and bad. Thus, again, a story of high and low notes.
Word. Yeah, Man, the book is like I said. It's moments in this book, man. I was dying laughing. I couldn't stop. Yo, I was like, yo, this dude is crazy. I'm gonna tell
Yeah.
you, there's one part I'm not believing it. I'm just not believing it. You and the dang bow and arrows. I don't believe that, yo. I don't care what you say. The bow and arrows. That little story.
That happened.
Well, I was dying laughing.
That happened, yo.
I don't believe it, yo.
It was
you know what? I'm like, yo, the way it's no way. I mean, you was on some Fat Albert. You was on some Fat Albert shit. Straight up.
Yeah.
The whole this I'm telling y'all, pick up this book, To the Beat of Leadership. A Story of High and Low Notes. It's Dr. Mervin Jenkins, aka Spectac. But yo, it not only is it motivational, but it's hilarious. It's serious.
Yeah.
And it definitely will steer you into like, yo, wow, this dude went through all this and came out. I mean, I witnessed it. Because trust me, this dude has come a long way. A long way. And I can't do nothing but salute him. Because
it's crazy
he talked, in the book you talk about how you really didn't know what life was outside of school.
Nah.
I mean, you was like, I gotta get a job. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you go to Pizza Hut.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's crazy how, like I said, your thought of like, I mean, like I said, we've been together forever. Yeah. So I watched it, and watching your growth, man, has been amazing. It's been amazing. This is a true success story.
Those stories, man, they're still tangible because the bow and arrow story, that cousin that you read about in that story, he's right down the road in Somerville, probably 30 miles from me. He's doing well. He's a coach.
Dope.
For high school students, doing well. It's funny. I was home a few days ago sitting with my dad, and my older brother pulls up. He's the police officer, and he got this guy with him, and I'm meeting him for the first time, but the guy's running my brother's boxing ring. And when I talk in the book about this student that bullied me through high school, that was his older brother. Like, we start talking, and the guy's like, yeah, my last name is such and such. And I'm like, yo, you know blah, blah, blah? He was like, my little brother? I'm like, oh, wow. I didn't even say the dude.
Yo, that is crazy.
But, man, it's all tangible, man. It's all real, and, it's all life, man.
Man, I'm telling you. I got hooked, and I'm not going to even front. I'm not a reader. The internet has messed people up so bad that, it's to the point where, but I sat myself down. I said, this is my brother. I got to read this book. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yo, let me start. And I started, and I couldn't stop. And it's crazy. I'm just going to say it. I'm going to say it right now because I've been telling them behind the scenes. Yep. You need to do the audible. You got to do the audible, Spec.
Yeah, I know, man. I know.
You got to do the audible. Quit playing. Because I'm telling people here, when I read this book, like you said, people have been telling you that they read it in your voice. Yeah. So just imagine us hearing you when that's what you're known for, your voice and your rhymes.
Yeah.
You got to do the audible, bro.
Real. That's real.
So I'm just putting it out there, cause
no doubt.
I mean, it's definitely, this book it was a treat, and I definitely want to talk about the foreword by Miss Rock. Yep. So for those that don't know, Spec is basically extended member of the Rock family. Chris Rock. Yeah. Shout out to Brian. Yeah. But basically, he talks about it in the book, but kind of give him a brief, of how you came into meeting the Rocks.
Well, I mean, Brian Rock, one of my best friends, we ended up being roommates in college at Benedict, and we just had a lot in common, man. He's a huge comic book head. He loved role playing, Dungeons and Dragons. Earth Dawn, Marvel, you name it. And we played almost every role-playing game you can imagine. But B-Rock and I hit it off. And one day his mom came to campus to pick him up. And I'm looking at her going, you know, why does this lady look so familiar? And finally it hit me because I remember seeing her on Saturday Night Live. And I went, oh, B, Chris Rock mom is your mom. And something along that line. And B, you got to know B and his personality. He didn't even pause. He was loading the car with his bags to go home for the holidays or whatever it was. And without even flinching, he just said, yeah. And I was like, yo, you never told me that. And he was like, you never asked. And he didn't even, like, just kept loading the car. And, yeah, man, I mean, but over the years, Mama Rock, she definitely became a second mom, man. And I credit her with a lot of the job opportunities I've had over the years. Just the advice, being able to go to her, to go to my biological mom and other adults in my life who played a mentor type role, and she was just one of them, man. So I'm proud to say I got like mamas that I can turn to.
Right, no doubt. Shout out to both. Shout out to Mrs. Jenkins and to Miss Rock. They both played a major part in your life, and your mom. That one story with your mom, yo. Oh my God. Yeah. The book is bananas, y'all.
No, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, the book is bananas, man. It's so much in the book that, like I said, I'm talking about the early parts, but eventually you would get into the corporate world, which, you know, like I said, it wasn't expected from all of us because you were an administrator as far as teaching.
Yeah.
And you were an art teacher at that.
Yeah.
So how was it to say, yo, I'm teaching, and how am I going to take it to that next level? Or did you even think about a next level?
No, not really, man. I mean, when I started in the classroom, I just had an instant rapport with the students I was serving. And one day, the assistant principal at the school in Charleston, South Carolina, he walked in my classroom, stood at the door and said, yo, Mervin, you should think about going and getting your master's in leadership, man. I think you make a good principal. And I was like, you know, and lo and behold, some things happened. And I would say maybe a few months later, found myself enrolling in school, and I did the program, graduated, and I was off to Chapel Hill, North Carolina for my first job, man. High school assistant principal at Chapel Hill High School.
Yeah, and see, a lot of people don't know also the Spec that you see now is not, Spec used to have dreads down to his behind. I mean, they were crazy. And that was something that he speaks about it in the book, but he was not letting them things go.
Yeah.
That was part of him. And we didn't see him without his, you know what I'm saying, the locks, the dreads.
Yeah.
It was like, yo, that was the culture for us.
Yeah.
You know. So, the story behind that, I'm not gonna speak on it, but it's in the book, and it's definitely he was ahead of his time. You were ahead of your time as far as like how they have the hair movement and all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, sure.
Because I mean, you was like, yo, I'm not having it.
I mean, you probably saw it up north, but you really didn't see it down south, and especially to that degree. So it presented some challenges, but you know, I'm all about forming relationships, and if you get time to show people who you really are and get an opportunity, just a crack in the door to step through, then you just step through, and you step through knowing who you are and sticking to your beliefs, man. And that's what it took. You know, I didn't think it was going to work out, but it did.
Word. So as far as like with this book, it's on Amazon right now. What's the goal? What you? I know you want to take it to the next level as far as like taking it to Simon and Schuster or whoever. You know
I mean, like all of that would be nice, I guess, but just like the music game, it's changed so much now that you can do just as well independently
Dope.
as you can signing on with the big ones. You know, whether
That's
it's a
true.
record label
That's real.
or self-published author. So the next step for me really is what I'm already doing, but really having a bigger platform, and that is engaging school communities, man. Like a lot of times we miss the bus and we say we want to make a difference in schools, but we leave out the people that we're doing it for, and that's the students, man. So to help the students be heard, to bring parents to the table, to feel comfortable speaking with school educators. Like, that's the work that has to be done, and we got to keep doing it. Like, I know it's happening in pockets, but if I can be a part of spreading that just a little bit further than it already is, then I'm good with that, man. Like, that's really where my heart lies, and it's what gives me meaning and purpose in what I'm doing.
No doubt. No doubt. Yeah, you definitely doing your thing. And also, like you said, you're in the tech world now, which is crazy in itself. How did
Mm-hmm.
that happen?
Really, man, that was my first taste of it was when I was a high school assistant principal, and ninth one they actually called me up and said, "Yo, I got some cats I'm doing a project with. I think you'd be a good fit for it. You know, it's hip hop and education." And at the time, it was his own company called Vocabulary, and I got up with Ninth and Median, and we did some serious work for those guys to help launch the platform with just some original music. You know, me and Median writing, Ninth on the music, and we were able to just give them a lift at the time. And I didn't keep in touch over the years, but finally, when I had transitioned into another role outside of school and was living in Atlanta, Georgia, I get a call out of the blue from one of the founders of Vocabulary, and they were like, "Yo, you want to come work for us full time?" And honestly, I was in a great position where I was at, but I also knew there wouldn't be an opportunity again unless I created it myself to go and work for a company that's using hip hop music in the classroom. So I jumped on it, no questions asked, and before long, that's where I found myself, yo.
Wow, that's crazy, crazy, bro,
Mm-hmm.
crazy. Yo, I can't leave without talking about your son,
Yeah,
nephew,
yeah,
Tarn.
yeah, yeah,
Tarn, man,
yeah,
just to see his growth is amazing. For those that don't know, Spec's son is he was I was gonna say
yeah,
he is an aspiring, but he's established now. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
he made big moves. He took what we were doing to the next
yeah,
level, and
yeah.
I'll let you expound on it.
Yeah, what was crazy about that story, man? Torin had graduated college. He had done some time with the Air Force, and he found himself back in Atlanta, Georgia, when we were living there, me and his mom. And one day, after having a great kickoff with a 9 to 5 that I thought was pretty darn dope at his age, the position he was in, working in the healthcare field, he came to me one day and said, "Pops, I'm not happy, and I want to do music full time." And believe it or not, I about lost it, yo. We got into a huge argument. I was like, "Yo, you can do what you want to do, but don't be asking me and your mom for nothing. I think it's a bad move and so forth." But he stuck to his guns, and it wasn't easy. He ended up losing his car. He lost his apartment. Was sleeping on friends' couches. But about a year or two later, he signed a major record deal. He was discovered by Young Thug. Shout out to Young Thug. And the rest was history, man. I mean, he's had the opportunity to work with I mean, you name it, man.
Countless,
Kid
yeah.
Cudi,
Who's who of current hip hop?
yeah, yeah, man. I mean, Kanye West, just a multitude of artists, and
Yeah,
he's enjoying life, man. Last year he did a 20 city Canada U.S. tour opening for Kid Cudi.
yeah,
That
that
was
was
yeah,
amazing.
we got to see him in action, and it's funny, man. Like when I'm around him, he's out in L.A. and I've met all those cats, and people I didn't think I would meet, like Machine Gun Kelly, you know. And it's funny because they all call me Pops. So I'm sitting back laughing, you know, like I can probably still wrap some of y'all under the table, but it's not that ball game anymore, man. You let the young folks take the baton and run with it. Out of competition, you just cheer them on and stay in your space, do what makes you happy, man. But yeah, a beautiful Cinderella story, yo.
Yeah, shout to Strick. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna get you on the podcast, fam. I gotta get you on, nephew.
Yeah.
So definitely, super shy. He got, and when the last time we talked, and he told me who he working with, I was like, oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, it's coming.
That kid is killing it.
It's coming. Yeah, Future. Yeah, man. Yeah, those cats.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean,
it's gonna be dope.
He was in Future. I mean, he was right there, front and center with Future and Drake in that last joint with Tim's.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, this is crazy.
Yeah.
That Carolina connection, baby.
Yeah, next level, man. Next level.
That's beautiful, man. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
But so I'm gonna get to I guess what's going on with Spectac and Amari.
I think we got a surprise for folks, man, before the year.
Oh man! Shout out to Black Mall. We got his joint out right now.
Bananas! What up, Black Mall?
Yeah, this is the way. Shout out to Black Mall. If you any stream, look up Black Mall featuring Spectac and Amari. This is the way. Some cool out. You know what I mean? And the brother hit us up. And we came through, showed love, and shout out to him.
Yeah, big shout.
Yeah, and shout out to who else? Who else we got to shout out?
Man, we start that though. We're gonna be here for another 30 minutes. But I do wanna send another big shout to our homie DJ Shakim celebrating the 50th birthday.
Oh yes.
Welcome to the club, Sha.
Yeah, Sha. Happy birthday, man. Happy birthday, man. He had the joint, and I didn't get to go, man. I flaked out, man. I got caught up, but
man.
Super shout out to Sha and his brother Duquan. They both celebrate the same day.
Yeah, that's real.
So happy birthday to the brothers and DJ Shakim, New Edition, BBD. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Annie family. So happy birthday. And Ill Adrenaline, man. That's the move right now for us.
Yeah, that's what's coming.
Yeah, we got some vinyl dropping soon.
Yeah.
We don't have a release date yet, but they came at us, man, and we couldn't resist. So we was like, yo, let's do it.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that, man.
And
let's see. I just sent you something, man. Check your phone.
I see a wave file, so this must be.
What is that?
Specky Joe.
For those that don't know, that was your first rap name, right?
That's it. Yeah.
Specky Joe.
Yeah. 1, 2, y'all. The 1, 2, y'all. Yeah. What you wanna do, y'all? Yeah. Brand new, y'all. Yeah. It's coming through, y'all. Alright. Who do you call when your life's in shambles? New podcast. Call it Gamble. You gotta take one, cause yo, that's life. That's not Q-tip, y'all, and that's not fight. Rest in peace. Yeah, your boy, he is a beast. Freestyle rapper, I'm about to release. School flows almost like Marvin Priest. So old school, like the movie Grease. Rock the fleece, sometimes a t-shirt. Big shout out to the folks at WeWork. Big Dirt lost the whole deal. Ate the whole meal. Deep like Nate Seal. Heads nodding, live like the garden. It's with the freestyle stuff, I beg your pardon. Back in the game, y'all, cause it's a gamble. Back on the podcast, y'all, the preamble. Got it going on like the Statue of Liberty. Freestyle rap, y'all, that's what they're giving me. When I deliver, talk about chivalry. Sword in the stone moments, they like omens. Y'all know the deal for real, cause my performance, Godzilla style, King Kong is so enormous. Take the microphone and tear shit up. Yeah, the mic in my hand, you gotta hear this. But I'ma pause for a second. Get ready for the record. Microphone check. 1, 2, check it. You all know the boy Spectac, he's well respected. Everybody know how me and Mari connected. So yo, next time, stay in tune. Still blacker than the moon, still hotter than June. Y'all all know the rate, I'ma set this straight. If you wanna freestyle battle me, too late. 1, 2, y'all. Alright?
No doubt, yo. No doubt, man.
Woo.
Hey, man, I
crazy,
appreciate
dude.
this, man. This is to start it off like this, man. And just for them to hear your story, man, it's a beautiful thing, and that's the whole purpose of It's a Gamble podcast. I want to talk to my brothers and sisters out there who took that gamble. You know what I mean? And you know, and
that's dope. That's dope.
And made it work. You know what I mean? Even if it didn't work, you tried and you know what I'm saying, you aspired and you inspired. You know what I mean? And man, I love you, man. You my brother for life.
Love you too, fam.
It's a good feeling, man, and I'm proud of your work, man. For y'all out there, go get this book. To the Beat of Leadership. A story of high and low notes. Dr. Mervin Jenkins. I salute you, fam.
Peace, Mari. Much love, bro.